Good evening, friends. Welcome to 360DigiTMG. Today we are going to discuss about JudgeLM. So, this is our agenda. So, JudgeLM is relatively new and still under development large language model. Okay, it is developed by AI21 Labs. It stands for Judgment Language Models. It highlights for focusing on evaluating and comparing the outputs of other LLM models. Okay, so how other LLM models will be, whether they are giving us the evaluation, good accuracy or not. So for that, we will be using this model, JudgeLM model. Okay, so what is the purpose and capability? So firstly, we'll understand about the purpose. So JudgeLM aims to provide objectives and nuisance assessments of the outputs generated by other LLMs. Okay, whatever the outputs generated by the other LLM models, it will be going to evaluate that model and whether that model is good or giving a good accuracy or not. Then based on that, we can have a judgment on that. Okay, that is why the name is judgment, JudgeLM. So, like our LLM models will work on tasks like text generation, question answering, summarizations, and so on and so forth. It goes beyond simple accuracy metrics and considers the factors like factual correctness, stylistic appropriateness, creativity, whether the output which we are having, whether the output is having creativity or not, okay, if it is having factual correctness or not, likewise, and so on and so forth will be the criteria for deciding the accuracy or evaluation of that accuracy matrix. Then capabilities. So our JudgeLM likely employs a large-scale transformer architecture. So what is transformer architecture? We have already understood about what is transformer architecture in the previous lectures. Okay, so you can go through our previous lectures, you will understand about what is transformer architectures, what are the different layers of the transformer architectures, okay, and which is there in our LLMs. Okay, and here this JudgeLM is deployed on large-scale transformer architectures, which is similar to that of other LLM models, which is trained on very good amount of data sets of text as well as codes. Okay, if we are going to generate a new code, so we have to train our model, and for training a model, we should have a massive amount of data set. So this LLM models are trained on massive amounts of data sets of text as well as codes from different sources. It utilizes advanced conceptual understanding and reasoning capabilities to analyze the outputs. And it also going to compare, this JudgeLM will also going to compare them against what is expectations and what is the reference material. Okay, what should be the expectation, what this model should expect it to do. Okay, as along with that, what should be the reference material. So this will be like game changing. Okay, it can potentially identify bias, factual errors, logical inconsistencies in other LLM outputs. Okay, so whatever is generally what JudgeLM is going to evaluate other LLM models in terms of whether the data is biased towards certain thing or not, whether it has some factual errors or not, or whether the data has logical inconsistencies or not. Likewise, it will going to understand. Then what is the workflow of this JudgeLM? We'll understand that. Okay, so first is a task setup. Okay, for that we have a task definition. What is task? What is going to do? What this JudgeLM will going to do? So the user will specify the task to be evaluated, like in the form of a user will somehow prompt something. Okay, the user will ask something that we need to evaluate. Okay, so user will specify the task that is to be evaluated, such as text generation, question answering, or summarizations, or whatever the thing is. Okay, then there is seed data. So a seed data is a set of task prompts or a questions which is provided along with the references of the answers. Okay, so within our database, we will have the seed data, wherein we will have all the questions, and for all the questions, we will have all the answers to, referred answers to that questions. Okay, and then we'll have a LLM responses. So responses generated by one or more LLMs going to be evaluated and collected together. Okay, one LLM or more than one LLM models, we will take the responses of whatever has been generated from their models, LLM models, and we are going to evaluate that models. Okay. After that, there is contextualizations. Okay. So JudgeLM likely processes the seed data, and LLM will respond to the build a comprehensive understanding of the task context. What is the task context? Whatever the user asked query, for example, user will ask some query. The query will be going to be in a seed data. Okay, whether this type of data available in our database or not. And then along with that, it will form some context vectors or a task context. Likewise, it will do. Then this involves analyzing a key concepts, relationship between what is present or what is not. Okay, whether it is having some relationship with the previous statement or whether it is relevant or not, background is relevant or not. Okay, so whatever the information which is relevant, we will take that, we will form one context, task context. Okay, after that, we will have a evaluation criteria. So JudgeLM will apply a set of evaluation criteria which will tailor to a specific task. These criteria might include relevance to the prompt, whether the prompt is relevant or not, coherence and fluency, whether that prompt has coherence and fluency or not. Okay, accuracy of the information, creativity, whatever the output is generating, whether that output is having some creativity versus that of the originality. Okay, then appropriateness of the styles and tones. Okay, it should not look like very, it should be in the good tone and good, if we are going to like text to video or text to audio we are going to do. So it should have a soft tone likewise. Adherence to task instructions. Okay. And then there comes judgment generation. Okay. So now in the judgment generation, along with all the, it will evaluate for several models, several LM models. And after that, we will form one judgment generation. So JudgeLM will process each LLM responses in relation to that of the task context. Whatever has been the context vector or whatever the query. Firstly, what will happen? Firstly, user will ask some query. That query will form one context vector. Okay, we will see that whether that information is available within our database or not. And if the information is available with our database, we'll form some context vector or task context vector for that query. Okay, after that, we will have the output from there. Okay, so if the output will have all these criteria, we'll see n number of LLM models. Okay, and we will evaluate all the models, whether whatever the criteria here is. Okay, and then we will evaluate the evaluation criteria for that particular models. So whatever will be giving us the best LLM model will be selected from that. It generates judgments like in the form of scores or ratings. Likewise, it will be generating. Okay, this JudgeLM will generate some form of scores or rating, and whichever will score high, that will be selected. Okay, that we will going to select eventually. Okay, indicating the quality of each responses. It might also provide a quantitative or qualitative feedbacks or insights also, whether the qualitative in the sense whether the output is good or not, Okay, it will not going to give you a scores or rating for particular responses, but it will see that it is good or not. Okay, if it is neutral, good or bad, likewise. Then we'll have a output representations. So judgments are presented to the users in a clear and informative format. This could includes numerical scores, ranking, textual feedbacks, or visualizations. Users might have options to explore detailed feedback or compares the LLM performance across different tasks. Then we'll have iterations and improvements. Continuously iterations and improvement will go through. Continuously it will happen. So JudgeLM's performance can be continuously improved through expanding the training data. Okay, continuously expanding the training data with more diverse prompts, responses, and judgments. It will going to learn from there. Then refining evaluation criteria will be based on users' feedback and experts' knowledge. Okay, whatever the user feedback is, depending upon that, as well as the expert knowledge, depending upon that also we will judge this. Okay, addressing the identified bias or limitations. Okay, incorporating the advancement in language modeling and evaluation techniques. Then there comes architecture of this JudgeLM model. Okay, so our transformer involves a JudgeLM involves transformer architecture. Okay, so transformer based approaches there. So JudgeLM is likely a large language model which is built upon a transformer architecture, which is a current state of art in natural language processing task. Then transformer uses an attention mechanism. What is attention mechanism? Attention mechanism is nothing but we are going to take all the inputs from the user queries, and from all the inputs we will form one alignment score. After getting the alignment score, we will form like weights, and we will have one important score. Whatever the relevant or most important features from the given inputs are present, we will give the scores to them. Okay. By giving the scores, we'll get some values. Okay. So whatever will have a more or maximum values or maximum scores, will only going to take that values in our encoder states. Okay. So it also follows an encoder-decoder structure. Okay. So it may employs an encoder-decoder structures where the encoder will processes the input text and produces the representations. And the decoder will do what? Decoder will generate. It will take, what will encoder do? Encoder will take the input. It will form the context vectors and other things. And it will then go to attention layers. Attention layer will fetch out the most important features from there. Then it will go to a multi-head attention mechanism. Then it will go to further all the layers. Okay. And after that, whatever the representation generated from the encoder state, it will go to a decoder state. Okay, whatever the context vector generated from the encoder for one input, for second input, for third input, all the inputs will go to a decoder states. Now, decoder will do what? Based upon the input, it will generate the output. Okay, so this is the way of encoder-decoder structure works. Then we'll have a multiple layers. Okay, so JudgeLM likely consists of multiple layers of encoders and decoders as well. Okay, so as there will be inputs coming, one by one inputs coming, so every input will go to first one encoder, then second encoder, third encoder. Likewise, it will going to expand. Okay, then there is vast numbers of parameters to handle complex tasks like LLMs. We will have JudgeLM, which will be training on massive numbers of parameters. Okay, that are trained on massive amounts of text data. Okay. Then what are the different applications when it comes to JudgeLMs? So there are multiple applications of this. Okay, I hope this is understood. I hope the architecture is understood. Okay, so it follows a transformer-based architecture. Within the transformer-based architecture, nowadays for all the natural language processing tasks, we are using a transformer architecture. Okay, so it follows a self-attention mechanism layers. Okay, what is self-attention mechanism? What is multi-head attention mechanisms and other things? You have to go through our previous videos for that. Okay, then we'll come towards the application parts. As applications, here we'll have JudgeLM holds a significant potentials in various fields where LLMs are increasingly used. Okay, LLMs are generally used for what? It is using for research and development, natural language processing in terms of research and development. Continuously, it is expanding in educational technology and automated gradings. Then we'll have fact checkings and information verifications. Okay. For that also we are using. For creative writing or content generations, we can use it for chatbots. Okay. Evaluations of the chatbots. Okay. Language model optimizations. And like if we want to translate from one language to the another language, we can use this and we can evaluate the performance of these. Okay, simultaneously, BERT model is giving us this much accuracy. How about this other model? How about this digital BERT? How about T5? Likewise, we will search for all the models, and after that, we will use this JudgeLM, which will hold us, which will give us the evaluation score for all the LLM models. Okay, so JudgeLM is still in development. Okay, and its full capabilities and limits are not yet publicly known. Okay, we also don't know how and what will be the applications or what will be the capabilities of this. Okay, but this is still in the development stage. Okay, so as you can see, what is the this is like very powerful tool. Okay, very powerful. It will going to change the way natural language processing we are doing right now. Okay, LLM models we are generating right now. Okay, we will the hallucinations and other things will be lesser if we will use this JudgeLM. Okay, so AI21 Labs hasn't released much information about its architecture yet, training data, or a specific performance matrix yet. Okay, so it is still in ongoing process. Okay, they haven't released yet. Okay. However, its potential to bring greater objectivity and nuances to LLM evaluations has generated significantly interest in the NLP community or natural language processing community. So, if it will go in air or it will be in the process, so it will going to ease the life of the who are working continuously as a prompt engineer or who are working continuously in this domain, in Gen AI domain. So, it will going to help all these purposes. Okay, to solve all these issues, since in the start only we will get to know all the what will be the evaluation matrix for all the LLM models. Okay, so today we have understood about what is JudgeLM is. Okay, so JudgeLM will going to evaluate. Okay, JudgeLM also stands for Judgment Language Models. Okay, it is going to highlight the focus on evaluating and focusing the outputs of other LLM models. Okay, then we have a purpose why we are doing this. Okay, for if we are having issues when it comes to text generations, question answering, summarizations, and different parts, we can use this model. Okay, so these are all the workflows related to our JudgeLMs. Okay, we have understood that there will be a task definition, contextualizations, then there will be an evaluation criterias. Okay, there will be different evaluation criterias. We don't know yet what will be the exact evaluation criterias, but somehow it will be evaluation criterias in terms of relevance of the prompt, coherence, fluency, accuracy of the information, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this will be a judgment at the end. There will be a judgment generations. which will going to generate the output and will give us the ratings or scores. Okay. And sometimes it might be also giving us the qualitative feedback in terms of insights. Instead of giving the scores, it can give us a qualitative feedback. Not a quantitative, but a qualitative feedback. Okay. Then we have understood about what will be the output presentations of this. Iterations and improvement, continuously iteration and improvement will going on in the JudgeLM. As and how we will expand our data set in the training data set. Okay. So it will going to evaluate and it will going to iterate and improve continuously going on in the JudgeLM performance. Okay, so after that we have understood about the architecture part. So architecture we are using is a transformer based architecture. Okay, so here within our transformer based architecture we are using an encoder decoder structure, which will have multiple layers. Okay, and these are all the applications in terms of JudgeLM. Okay, so this is it for today, guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you got this topic, JudgeLM. It is still in the development stage. Once it will be in the process or a progress, it will be like we will have a better understanding of all. Okay. Thank you for joining. We'll meet you in the next lecture on next Saturday with a new topic. Thank you.